Hi, you're with Electrovox again, and I'm joined by William Bleak. I've just watched a couple of tracks, and the bass is fantastic.
Thank you.
So, for those who don't know you, could you introduce yourself a bit? Tell us who you are.
Yes, I'm William Bleak. I'm a one-man band act artist supported by a field of great musicians and friends. I'm very angry about everything, and I would like to see everyone dancing. And when they don't dance, I get even angrier. It's kind of a vicious circle. So
The sound, then, the bass that I just witnessed.
yes,
So, how do you go about creating such a heavy bass to come across on a live show while still sounding so good?
I exclusively use gear by Roland. I don't use like it's all 808s and 909s, like classic production stuff. And then I've spent many years doing electronic music production before, so all of that kind of got together. I used to do both separately,
Hmm.
so having rock bands, goth bands, post punk bands, and doing electronic music production.
Okay.
And then at one point, when I started combining it, so you got the C ring guitars, you got the chaos, but you also have those heavy rhythms. It's That's when it becomes fun. That's when it became my own thing.
Hmm.
And then it's also really fun because it's portable. It's a tiny setup. I can go anywhere. We've done a tour in the USA before I was even known for anything because it's just I can show up with a backpack and be ready. So
That's always the best thing. If you don't have a drum kit and you can just start,
yeah,
then you're going to get more shows,
fucking
I think.
drum kits like lower back pain. No, no tube amplifiers. It's all fake. It's karaoke. I do karaoke.
So yeah, you've got an interesting sort of sound. I couldn't quite picture it. So
Yeah,
or put words to it. So what are your inspirations and your influences?
I think not as much of the goth stuff, except for the aggression of Bauhaus, because a lot of goth music lost the teeth and the aggression, and I get angry about that as well because it always had like a bite to it, and nowadays it doesn't. Nowadays it's all dark wave, boring ass fucking riffs. I get sick of it. The only band in that genre I like is Duct Tape. So the actual influences are more from the electronic scene from the 2010s, so bands like Death Grips, Crystal Castles, stuff like that, and then a lot of influence to the visual aspect from Japanese visual key bands from the 2000s. It's
Yes.
like Dian Gray, Despes Ray, Kagaru, Kuroyume, all that stuff. Now, I don't have the looks to pull off like that full ethereal beauty, but what I can do is adapt the aesthetics while making them my own with a more aggressive sound that you can dance to, you can have fun to, that hopefully gives you energy when nothing else gives you energy. Kind of.
Yeah, and just for those of you who might not have caught that, so here we pronounce it slightly different. It's
Go ahead.
visual kai.
No,
So
is that the way? Okay.
here anyway. But
It's Japanese glam rock from the 90s and 2000s.
yeah, and
Uh,
it's gorgeous.
Withering to Death by Dian Gray, Colset by Despes Ray, and what would be a third good one? Oh,
I just remember
something by
what they
Milk.
looked like, and I was as a teenager, I
Yeah.
was like, how do I do that? And I could never.
Well, that's the thing. As a teenager, I was scared to dress in any way because I used to live in Offenbach am Main. It's a very rough area. I used to get like beaten up for even just for long hair. So now I get to wear all that stuff, and I try to kind of embrace it and not be scared of that anymore. And I'm also happy to see that so many like younger kids and teenagers are finally fucking can express themselves now in a way that we back then couldn't
Hmm.
because we got beaten up by angry people. So
And it is being a musician what you saw yourself doing as a kid, or did
yes,
you have other ideas?
no, it was from the start. It was what I wanted to do. I was scared to be a singer, so I used to just play guitar, and then I stopped being scared for some reason. I got angry enough that the fear wasn't too high anymore, and then
Okay,
bit by bit, it got more and more. Yeah,
so it's a way of expression, as is every artist. So
it's out of necessity. I can't do anything else. I tried every job under the world. I tried. The military rejected me. I got kicked out of like 5 different schools. I tried like, what was I, bartender, fucking model, mechanic for like half. I don't even have a driver's license, and I tried being a mechanic. No, I tried everything under the earth, everything under the sun. I tried really hard to be normal. Doesn't fucking work.
Okay. Well, in that case, then, is there a particular lyric of yours that has a very strong meaning above all the others?
That's a good one. There's this unreleased song that we opened with today called On Broken Glass. And I think that always puts it together with the um, and it weighs me down, but I keep going, walking on broken glass, but the blood's still flowing, meaning like it is already too much, life is too much, depression, ADHD is already too much, but no matter how much the suffering gets, you keep moving. No matter, like, you do not let the bastards win, you do not, you just keep moving. Kind of like the anime Berserk, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does, and also fellow ADHD. So nice. Okay.
Which I think you can hear in the music a little bit, like in my case.
I
Yeah.
feel like neurodivergent people make the best music because of hyperfocus, but also because of suffering. I think.
It's I don't like the argument that you have to be neurodivergent to create it, because a
Oh,
lot of people
definitely
say
not.
you have to have the suffering. You have to have more discipline and a harder drive to still do it while dealing with depression, while dealing with ADHD. You
Mm.
have to be extremely strong, I think, without wanting to hype myself up. And I think that leads to a need to express yourself clearly that maybe doesn't exist for the average kid with rich parents who just starts a band and whatever, you know? Like when you've been in the shit, it's easier to write something unique because not necessarily everyone lived through that.
So in that case, then, are you more sudden inspiration comes to you when you work on it, or do you feel that you put yourself in a particular state of mind to start working on something?
That's the ADHD thing. If I have an idea for a song, it's done in 4 hours. Like about. I always write poetry. I never stop doing that, so I always have lyrics. But oftentimes, what is it like? Micah will see me pacing through like the room, mumbling to myself, and I'll have like a finished song, finished production, bass lines, everything in like 3 to 4 hours because I've done it so many times and I never stop. So,
Hmm.
so it's like the ADHD thing of okay, focus there, finish the song, we're done.
Okay. And if you could collaborate with any artist out there, who would you want to collaborate with?
Musical artist or
Yeah.
Machine Girl, definitely. The Garden, probably. Hypnosis Therapy. Um, there's one artist. Now you listen, DJs, listen to this. There's an artist called Fuedal from America, from the States. He does like a new style of EBM that is just insane. I'm obsessed with his music right now. Dude, hit me up. Let's do something. Like that's one guy I would fucking love to collaborate with, and that might actually happen.
Oh,
Death Grips not
nice.
so much. Like Machine Girl, too big. The Garden, no fucking way. But check him out.
What's his name again? Sorry.
Fuedal. Fuedal. We can put like a hashtag. Put it like right here. Put it. Good shit.
We will.
Wonderful.
And what is your favorite song to perform live?
I think the final one, Beat and Bleed, with the line beating my head against the wall, because it's about the frustration of doing this music stuff, getting better, and not moving forward. It's not happening no matter how much you try. Just like for neurodivergent people, oftentimes you try to fit in, you try to figure it out, you try to figure out the social stuff, and it's just not working. You show up to the events, you behave correctly, you talk to the right people, you try to be accommodating, and they still treat you like the outsider. So
Hmm.
fuck them all. It's like beating your head against the wall because you're stuck.
Well, that's the
So
thing, isn't it? I know that a lot of artists send hundreds of emails a year to try and get booked,
I stopped.
and I appreciate the struggle, which is why I try and do this for people,
Yeah.
so we can hear a bit more and get you guys seen a bit more.
Thank
Okay.
you. By the way, that's a really cool thing that you do that way and focus on like the underground nonsense artists like us, and that's pretty cool.
Well, it's quite nice for me when I interview a random band, like, I'm not saying random, but like
Oh, random as hell, dude.
I'll
You
interview a
saw the
band,
show. It's like
and suddenly in a festival or something I work with,
Yeah.
have booked that band again, and it's like, oh, okay,
Well, if you come to
band.
NCN in Leipzig, we'll be there. If you come to Setmana Satana in Toulouse in December, we'll be there. I try to be everywhere a little bit until people get really annoyed, and then either they like us or hate us. As long as they're not like, as long as there's an opinion, I'm happy.
I will come to whatever festival will have me, basically. So.
Hell yeah.
Okay. And have you had an unexpected moment with your audience when you were playing live?
Yeah, when we opened for She Passed Away, and everyone was in, I did not know what was going on because She Passed Away is a beautiful, they do like beautiful romantic dark wave, and we showed up and played one of our heaviest sets, proper like industrial goth, I guess what you would call it. I call it neon goth. I like that term a lot because it's goth but with all the colors on.
Oh yeah.
But I was in shock that it translated and that people were into it and dancing. When I see that, it gives me like infinite energy. It's like so fucking nice. It makes me very happy.
And I was saying this to another band earlier. Actually, it's, if you can make a German audience dance, like you are doing something right.
I'm gonna incriminate myself and say like, I mean, it's mixed. There are some in Germany. There are some audiences that are absolutely down for it. It depends on how many old gatekeeping bastards you have and how many people who just want to hear good music you have.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely at war with the gatekeepers and with the old fucks in a way. Not because they're old, but because there are so many people that have this judgmental attitude in the goth scene. So I would like to lead a one-man crusade against those people and make them very upset and make them stand like this. Das ist aber kein Dark Wave. Das ist nicht schön. Like that, you know?
Well, in that case, then, do you and your music that you do you feel more connected to the roots of industrial, or do you feel more connected to the future of industrial?
I feel like I'm more connected to the actual roots, if that makes sense, to the confrontational nature of the music.
Yeah.
But in terms of futurism, I'm trying to rid myself of the nostalgia. Like, I'm kind of sick of the 80s. I'm sick of the, even though all my equipment is like since from that time span, like slowly moving up to modern stuff. But we need to stop celebrating and venerating a specific time over and over again because it stops like progress.
Yes.
Then everyone is just playing the same fucking riffs and pulling the same poses and sounding the same. I'm absolutely sick of it. So I would say, yeah, inspired by, well, of course, Ministry. Oh, dude, Killing Joke is like a big one as well. Absolutely inspired by a lot of that. Also by a lot of the what is considered trashy shit like Rob Zombie and Marilyn Manson. Like, I mean, I wouldn't support Manson anymore, but you know what I mean.
No.
But
No.
you know what I mean. Like the sound, that heaviness and that like polish. I enjoy that. I don't like fake like minimalism. I don't like. Sorry, I'm rambling on.
No, I get what you mean, because
Yeah, there's like a lot of like, oh look, I'm using just one synth and one drum machine, and it's like, okay, if the songs are good, like there's artists where it's great, like the homie Ruhe, he's I think he's from Berlin currently as well. He does it and he pulls it off. But then there's so many that just it's just the same shit over and over, and I'm so tired of it. There was so much amazing music related to the gothic scene. Bands like Curve, bands like honestly Rob Zombie is underrated still. I think a lot of
Yeah.
his output with White Zombie as well. Uh,
He's great.
a lot of the 90s stuff that was more inspired by breakcore, a lot of the 2000s stuff. I would consider something like Death Grips, if you know them, also very industrial, like in the sound and in the approach to composition. There's so much more interesting stuff. Can we be done with just the old shit? Like,
Do you set out with a particular message or statement with your music then, in that case?
yes. I think the statement is, and I think a lot of people need to hear this more often, be yourself by any means necessary. So, if people are trying to stop you from being yourself, commit violent acts, fight them, bring a baseball bat, shoot them if necessary, steal your HRT medication, steal your ADHD medication, rob every rich person in the world. Like, be yourself. Do not let anyone stop you from that. Is that
I think that's very
That's
relevant to the current climate.
politically correct? I think, right? Yes.
Politically
work.
necessity. Political necessity at the moment, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, thank you ever so much for joining me. Do you finally have anything you'd like to say to your fans?
Dude, I'm so glad I have fans. I saw like a few of you guys now. I saw a few people with the William Bleak shirt. I really appreciate it. I will work really hard. I do all of this alone, so it's very exhausting, but I will do anything I can to make it better for everyone, have everyone have more fun, and help them the way that music helped me in the past. Dude, I ramble on too much, right?
No,
These
it's
are all
good.
too long. They're not succinct. Yeah.
People love it. Don't worry. But yeah, thank you ever so much
Thank you for the interview.
for spending time.
I appreciate you taking the time, man. Shit.
And thank you for watching. Bye. Cool. Thanks. Is that?
I am trying really hard not to put it in my nose right now. Like it's the perfect size.
Please
I'm gonna hear it.
don't.